Hello, everybody. You can call me Nova. We are back with more Dredge. And, today we're gonna head over to Twisted Strand to find the next relic, which is a necklace. But first, we're going to drop by Little Morrow and check on everybody. Because I am concerned about these NPCs, y'all. Okay, the dock worker is still here. No change. How's the grieving father? No change. The trader? No change. The trader's probably going to be fine. I am interested in what the lighthouse worker might have to say now that we've progressed a step. Oh, hey! Here she is! The lighthouse keeper approaches you on the dock wearing a questioning expression. You must have been around most of the islands by now. Have you found whatever it is you're looking for? Almost. We almost have everything. She shifts her weight and leans hard against her staff. How can you be so sure? The last time you thought you knew. And look what happened? You know, there was a while when I was questioning if the fisherman might actually be the former fisherman and have amnesia or something. I don't think it's that likely, but I have no idea what in the course of the game so far she could be referring to here. She turns from you, shaking her head and muttering. She heads back towards the lighthouse. What? Ooh. Okay, I was gonna say, what does that mean? But we can tell her about the collector. Let's see what she has to say about that. Relics? Collector? I'm not sure what you're hoping to achieve with this character. Do you even know? Have you stopped to consider it? I mean, I did ask what he's gonna do with them. From a meta perspective, I'm playing this game because it's interesting and I'm enjoying it. So I guess that's my answer. The relics are interesting and I'm enjoying the work. Alright, I guess I'll go. At this point, I started rearranging my equipment, but since I didn't know what exactly would be over there, I wound up deciding to just buy everything from the traveling merchant because I figured she'd be there somewhere, and then make our rearranging arrangements. There has to be a better way to phrase that. And before I left, I decided to check on Builder. Well, I'm not, super worried about her. She seems to have her head on straight. I think Builder's gonna be fine. Okay. Nothing new. Good. Ooh! Mula mula. Oh, ocean sunfish. Same thing? This sure is unique fog. What is this? A gray mullet. But this doesn't... Surely this isn't just fog. This is like... sulfur. Or something. It's bright yellow. Is this what, these swamps are like? Let's see what she has to say about Twisted Strand. Not much, to be honest. I've gone inside just the once. I sailed into that lagoon behind us and saw I could go left, right, or straight ahead. Something about the place seemed off. Through the fog, it looked like the trees were moving. I can't explain it. I turned around and sailed right back out. Interesting. Sometimes I use the spot to rest up for a few days. The sunrises are particularly striking through the haze. Never do any regular business here, of course. I actually took some time to plan for Twisted Strand, since I didn't know what it would be like in there. I looked through the encyclopedia to make sure I had all the rod types covered. Got kind of excited about some of the fish. Gar? Catfish? These guys! I can't remember what they're called, but I love them. And upgraded and rearranged my equipment to make sure I had everything covered and would be able to see through the fog. Okay, I'm definitely interested in what's out here at night, but for now, we're gonna go in during the day. Gar? Gar! An exceptionally long and slender fish, strong scales stretch down the length of its body. Neat. Ooh, I like the, ambience. What is this? What is this? A well? Is this a boat trap? I spent quite a while exploring the swamp. I found some neat aberrations. Clawfingar? Crooked talons hang from its fins. Periodically they shudder and come together, grasping like a hand. It just wants to hold hands. This letter, that I believe is also from the lighthouse keeper. A surprise tool that will help us later. Mortar barrel. Another cool aberration. A really cool aberration. Ooh, vortex interloper? A slow swirl twists its body, stretching it towards an unseen dimension. That's interesting. A cool animal. What's breathing? Oh! Behold! Animal! And another mysterious campsite. What is this? It is a campsite! You see a campsite. Some old fish are suspended on a spit over a fire that was never lit. A pile of fabric is gathered at the base of a large tree nearby. Let's inspect the fish. Rotten fish hang from the spit. The fire below had been prepared. Someone must have left in a hurry. Probably got chased off by a crocodile. Let's check the bundle of fabric. A nest of rags lies at the base of a tree. Somebody slept here. The rags are covered in bark chips. There are symbols carved into the tree trunk above. There are 3 distinct sets of symbols. Let's look at the first set. There's a book symbol underneath a wave, and then an upwards arrow. A cloud hangs over it all. So someone dredged up a book during a storm? I wish I could see them. Is it that there? I don't think that's all of it, though. The second set. 5 unfamiliar symbols mark the corners of a pentagram. The shape of a person is laying down in the center. That's ominous. Let's look at the third set. A book symbol sits above a wave. A downwards arrow points from the book down through the wave. So someone tossed a book overboard somewhere. Maybe near here. And then I had my first run-in with the monster of Twisted Strand. What? What? Is that our monster for this area? And immediately ran away to the outlying island to the east. Dog tags. Love environmental storytelling. Oh, this is a crab. Right? Because the lights are on? Yep. Ooh, twin eels. 2 heads. Oh, this is a flag. It's an interesting shape. I like my pirate flag, though. That's gonna be hard to top. Sadly, this does not top the pirate flag. And when I went back in, I seemed to keep running into them. Hello? Hi, I see you. There's that thing. What are you? How close can I get to you without getting hurt? Ooh, this place does move. That is super cool. Oops. Whoa! Oh! That was a sperm whale fighting a giant squid. That's so awesome. So I decided to explore the other outlying island before I got too into the twisty roots of Twisted Strand. On the other island, I found a violet-robed figure. Ooh, a purple-robed figure. You approach a hooded figure. Deep violet robes mask the face completely. This is like right between Twisted Strand and Stellar Basin. Fisherman, feed. The person appears to forget the rest of what they were about to say. Feed the mouth. Yeah, I'm sure you do have a mouth. Probably full of sharp little teeth. So I went looking for the tarpon. Oh, it looks like I can investigate this one. Ran away from that thing. Found the Goliath tigerfish. Found the tarpon. Found a catfish. Part 2 of the surprise that will help us later. And found a quest rock. And this one is not a crab. A crooked boulder with a small, simple platform at its base. The twisted shape of deformed fish is barely recognizable, carved into the rock face. Do I just need to completely fill this with aberrations? The waves lap up to the platform where you laid the aberration. As the water makes contact with it, a buzzing sound fills the air. The previously still water bubbles up and over, obscuring the fish. A few moments later, when the water calms, something else is on the platform. Tendon rod. Interesting. Oceanic mangrove and shallow. Mechanisms of brutality bound to 3 gouging, fraying hooks and ungodly fishing device. Interesting shape. I went back to the hooded figure with the tarpon. Feed the mouth. That is typically where food goes. They hold the fish in front of their face, steadying it with a tightening grip. After a few seconds, the fish collapses in on itself under the pressure. Huh. The figure looks through the gory mess and picks out the heart, placing it onto their tongue. Sustain the mind. Also important, they show you another scroll. This one shows a horseshoe crab. Alright, I will bring you a horseshoe crab. I mentioned last time, I don't know if feeding these guys is actually, like, a good idea. Like, maybe they're gonna, I don't know, haunt me. Or something. But they're interesting and I want to know more. So I'm gonna feed them. Went to grab a horseshoe crab and rearranged my fishing equipment while I was there. Don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me. Hello, I have brought you a horseshoe crab to sustain your mind. The figure turns the crab over to expose its soft underbelly. They scoop out its innards with sharp fingernails, consuming them blindly. Consume the sky? The figure slowly reveals the final scroll. This one holds a picture of a barrel eye. and decided to get the barrel eye after I was done in Twisted Strand, since those tend to be closer to Stellar Basin. So I went back into the swamp, and immediately used the explosive I'd bought to get to the Goliath tigerfish on something else. Bottle. Letter. Lore. Tattered receipt. And I'll talk about my thoughts about this letter later. And get into the actual quest for Twisted Strand. What is this? Somebody lives here. A large man is watching you through the billowing smoke of a campfire, idly carving away at a wooden stake. He stands as you pull ashore. Stranger, from that look on your face, I'd say you've encountered the local wretches. Take a seat. Is he gonna help me build the mortar? You join him by the fire. I've been trying to rid them from this accursed jungle ever since we wrecked here. The boys called them mind suckers on account of them, well, affecting the mind. They made us see things, do things. I'd ask you for safe passage away from here, but not until after I've avenged my squadron. I can guess what happened to them. Might ask anyway. What happened to them? A number of us went down in the fog, crashing into trees or ditching into the water. Those that survived rallied here, under the boughs of this giant tree. But it offered us scant protection. Before help could arrive, our numbers quickly dwindled, picked off by the fiends and the forest. I've met a few would-be rescuers over the years, but none would help me in my fight. Are you any different to the rest? Oh, absolutely, I can help. I figured you'd be up for it. You have the look. Listen up. This guy's cool, I like him. First, we need to find the lost pieces of my squadron's mortar. We'll then use that to bombard the beasts. Okay, I've got 2 pieces. Other planes went down to the north and east of where we are now. I'll mark the possible crash sites on your map. You go and see what you can salvage. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. Tell me about the mind suckers. Devilish creatures through and through. They'll stalk you along the waterways and emerge suddenly, screeching their terrible song. The first time it happened to me, I saw shadows of my squad mates reaching out to me in a feverish dream. When I finally snapped out of it, I was covered in bloodied scratches. They must have sent me running through the foliage. Since then, I've done my best to avoid the fiends. Their senses seem to be based on movement, so move carefully. How will you honor your squad mates? I've hung a few of their dog tags up on the tree behind me. It seemed fitting enough. But I've only got tags from the one you must understand, I never found all of their bodies. Oh, okay, I've got to find all the dog tags then? If you happen to find any of their dog tags, I could add them to the tree with their brothers. I have a number of mechanical doodads that you might find useful. Here, take this one in good faith. I'll give you more for each tag you bring me, dude. That's awesome. Are there any shipwrecks around here? Shipwrecks? No. Anything that meets its end here is quickly swallowed by the silt. Huh. Alright, well, I've got a dog tag. And I've got 2 pieces of that. I think the pursuits is J. Oh, only the 2, alright. Already found them. Found some dog tags. I thank you. I'll hang them on the tree here as promised. I wonder how many dog tags are out there. Okay, I found them. That's the lot. Now while I work on assembling the mortar, you can get started on the next phase of the plan. You may have noticed some contraptions in the lagoons around here. I've assembled those traps for the mind suckers. We just need to lure them in there. Once they're in, you see, I can fire on them with our new mortar. And that'll be the end of them. No more nightmares. I'll mark the locations of the traps on your map. Got it? How do we get the mind suckers into the traps? You're attracted to some very specific types of bait. Your skills will come in handy here yet again. Is it safe? Of course not. Of course not. How did you make the traps? With patience. The creatures only seemed to sense movement. So whenever one was close, I froze. Okay, I understand what's next. We need to make 3 special baits from different combinations of fish. Yeah, let's discuss the first one. This one takes 3 fish from the area to make. What do I have with me? Nothing helpful. I don't have all the fish for that bait yet. Come back when you've got the rest. What about the second one? Please tell me one of them needs the sergeant fish. Nope. So I got to work on the baits. I found a gar. This freaky thing. Hi! My cat's here. Oh, I didn't see. And 2 gray mullets fairly quickly and took them back to the airman. That should do it. I'll just mix these in here. Load this into the trap, then get well clear from it. When the trap springs, I'll fire upon it with the mortar. Make sure you bring back proof that the thing's really dead, you hear? Alright. A large cage is suspended over the water. A small receptacle is floating underneath it. And now I will move. Ooh. Inside is the obliterated corpse of a mind sucker. The airman will be expecting proof of your success. I don't have space for that. Wait. I still don't have space for that. I will leave it there for now. The rest of the carcass sinks out of sight. I have a creature corpse. You hand the tattered lump of flesh to the airman. It's almost unrecognizable, but you both know it couldn't have belonged to anything else. He pokes at it with his knife, testing the rubbery meat. He seems satisfied. Yes, this is one of the beasts. Progress at last. More to go, though. Okay, let's see. Catfish and that thing, and then 2 longfin eels. I grabbed the longfin eels, got the bait, got a couple aberrations. Ooh, blistered tarpon. Scales given way to bubbling flesh, a surface dweller singled out and cleansed by the sun. Sunburn? These crabs are big. Ooh. Myers Screecher. A lashing yellow tongue whips around a mouth of flattened teeth. 2 human-like eyeballs burst between dripping claws. Oh. And then loaded the trap, watched the mind sucker get obliterated, and took that corpse back to the airman. I have a corpse. You drop the flesh onto the ground and he gives it a few slashes with the knife. It wobbles a little. Another one taken care of. 1 remains by my count. Let's finish this. Smiley face. So one last time, I went to get the fish, got lost, and was pursued by the horrors. Eventually made it back to the airman and got the bait. No. Shoo! Do not eat my fish. Baited the trap. Watched the mind sucker get destroyed. decided to grab the Goliath tigerfish on the way back. Oh, and a crocodile! Oh, this is a big fish. Oh, I'm glad it's mangrove. Goliath tigerfish. Fearsomely predatory, this gigantic fish is also one of the most aggressive. Its teeth are so large that they punch holes through the opposing jaw. Neat. Only for my quest to end in tragedy. No! No! I'm so upset. At least I didn't lose the corpse. I'm not sure what it would have happened. Oh. You drop the large, bloodied carcass in front of the airman, his eyes fill with sadistic delight. He bends down and plunges his knife into the soft flesh. It falls away before the blade, revealing a glint of metal. With a sickening tear, he wrests it from where it was embedded in the flesh of the creature. He holds it aloft. You recognize it as a necklace, glistening in gore. There it is. Well, fisherman, some fortune at last. This ought to fetch a decent price for the right collector. Here, why don't you take it? A large and ornate necklace. Ivory teardrops flank the central setting, an emerald trapped by 4 cresting waves. I'm pretty sure that was the necklace described in that letter, wasn't it? He stands back from the corpse. A melancholic look comes over his face. And now, well, that's that, I suppose. What will you do now? I can't say for sure. I thought I'd be asking you for an escort away from this place, but this has become somewhat of a home for me. It doesn't feel right to leave my brothers here. I think I shall stay here a while longer. In the meantime, I can make up some special bait for you. It ought to help with your fishing. Ooh, what's the bait do? Here, this was left over from the other bait we made. Ooh. Ability unlocked: bait. Toss bait overboard to attract local species. Right, now, we can make some fresh stuff if you like. I'll need some fish from you first. Any type will do, but the more you give me, the more bait I can make. Neat. Let's use all the research parts we can. Well, we can at least tell the traveling merchant about the Goliath tigerfish. I might need to slow the boat down. Oh, I got it! Effigy crab. I found the Goliath tigerfish. That's great news. I'll add it to my records. Here, take this. I'm sure you'll find some use for it. So before I get into the last few things I did before turning the necklace into the collector, I do want to talk about the tattered receipt. I'd been going back and forth on whether the relics were the things referenced in these letters and receipts and stuff, but now I'm pretty sure they are. Because the silver necklace with emeralds matches. The ring described in the message at Stellar Basin had jewels all the way around the band, and so did the relic. And of course the music box matches the oaken music box that was referenced in a receipt, I think, at Gale Cliffs. And we know the necklace and the music box both have a J on them. I have no idea what J stands for. I think it's probably the lighthouse keeper's name. It could also be the late captain's, though. This also makes me lean more toward the fisherman being the late captain and having amnesia or something. But I don't know. That one still feels like a coin flip. My biggest hesitation about this is another message we found in Stellar Basin, I believe. This one, where they dredged up a box, and then when they opened it, the fishermen went all dead in the eyes and started acting strange. I thought this was also the source of the fog, and that the relics and the fog were connected. I could be totally wrong, though. The fog could be its own thing entirely. Hopefully we find out next time when we get the last relic, because I really, really want to know. So at this point I only had a couple things left to do in Twisted Strand. I decided to try out the bait before I left. I'm not sure if it attracts trophies or if I just got super lucky, but either way I caught 2. And at this point, I only needed a couple more aberrations to fill out everything in the Twisted Strand encyclopedia. And after a little time, I got them. A piece of the Pokédex is complete. After that, I went to get the barrel eye, which was easy enough, but I spotted something that seemed odd in the distance. Is that a cloud? That's not a cloud. It's not moving. Is it a cloud? It can't be a cloud. What is it? A cloud at a distance. It's just a cloud at a distance, isn't it? Entering uncharted waters, turn back. Can I keep going? What if I just keep going? I can keep going? Your ship is dashed to pieces. You slip beneath the surface and join the uncountable souls lost to the depths. I hope I'm not too far back. Okay. I probably need to recatch the barrel eye, but that's okay. That was totally worth it. I did stop to catch this aberrated hammerhead. I got the gazing shark. Huge bulbous eyes move about on large fleshy stalks, siphoning energy from its body. Its search is not over. And then I recaught the barrel eyes and went back to the violet hooded figure. Consume the sky. The figure begins to consume the fish head first, gnashing teeth, searching for the heart of the thing. When the fish is halfway gone, they stop and throw it aside. They take a book from inside their robe and give it to you. Sky will fall? They cross their arms and appear to fall into a deep sleep. Pushing the limit engines. That ought to be handy. This... I can't get enough of this. I feel like there's stuff I'm missing. There must be stuff I'm missing. There are secrets in this game. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna... I'm gonna fast travel my way to the collector. Please give me a cannon or a fast travel thing. You enter the house carrying the ornate necklace. The collector recognizes it almost immediately. An excellent find. It demands pride of place in my collection. He sweeps aside some scraps on a dusty table, candle wax pooling in its corners. He places the necklace carefully in the clearing. I got an achievement, but I don't know what, because I was reading. And I suppose you'll be demanding recompense as well? I mean, politely asking. Once more he opens the book, dust pouring from the pages as he reads aloud. You begin to feel weak, but you're rooted to the spot, knees on the verge of buckling. Atrophy? Instantly harvest an entire shoal of fish. As he finishes speaking, you feel blood rushing back to your legs. A strange feeling of power grows in your chest. We're so close. One more remains. I loathe to suggest it, but the abyssal plane on the approach to Devil's Spine is a likely candidate. See what you can find. I'll mark a location on your map where you can begin your search. Ooh, good questions this time. This phrase instantly calls the closest shoal of fish, readying them for swift reaping. It can be heard from a great distance, so you need not be close to your victims. I'll pass. But the population is unlikely to recover from such vile trauma. Use it sparingly. Yeah, like I said, I'll pass. I wanted fast travel or a way to fight the crabs. How do you know where these relics are? I largely don't, but I read the seas. I see the swells that give shape to the formless. I hear the waves that whisper secrets to their witnesses. And I speak to the currents that hold a memory of all that they claim. Can you teach me to do that? Are you human? Your inquiry is met with a piercing gaze. So not completely? Why, of course, as human as you are. Are we completely human? Are we the former fisherman? Are we the collector's father? I love this game. No, that's all. Alright, well, that's all for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like and maybe subscribing if you want to see more. I will be playing probably the last part of this game sometime next week. So, if you're interested in that, stick around. Thanks again and see you next time.